The first rule of Street Club is you don't talk about Street Club. Okay, so I want to make you this video on how to conquer your fears in street photography and life. So before I got more confident in my street photography, I was scared shitless to shoot street photography. So for example, I would see a person or a scene and there's just something in my heart that I just wanted to go out and capture that moment, but there's that fear, that hesitation, that like, oh, what if that person's gonna think I'm a weirdo, or what if that person's gonna call the police on me, punch me, stab me, whatever it may be. And what I've discovered in my experience is the fear of pain, the fear of rejection, the fear of getting yelled at is honestly the biggest fear. And in reality, none of this shit ever happens. The worst ever happens, someone says, oh, fuck off, or whatever, and sticks and stones can break my bones, but words can never hurt me, blah blah. And it's true. It's that, like, even if you think of negative people saying negative things to you, like, oh, fuck you, you're a fucking weirdo, I'm gonna call the cops on you, whatever. Words are nothing but vibrations produced by a person's lips, vibrations in the air. And then you have these vibrations that enter your ear and into your brain. And then somehow your brain processes this as fear. So just ask yourself the question, where is fear produced? Obviously, fear doesn't exist as like a physical object. Like, fear doesn't exist like this leaf right here. Fear is all created in your mind and in your brain. So know that, in theory, if you had 100% control of your brain, you should never feel fear. Now I would say I'm pretty much like, I've conquered most of my fears in life. So obviously I'm still a human being, so there's still things that scare me, right? So if I'm walking in East Oakland at night and I see a guy in a black hoodie, I'm gonna feel scared, and that's a logical thing because that's more my self-preservation. Who knows, maybe that guy has a gun or he's gonna rob me or whatever. But in street photography, like, there's really nothing to fear. Like, what's the worst that's gonna happen? And I think that everyone should learn how to take a punch, women and men. When me and my friends were in high school, we used to just, we had these boxing gloves, and somehow we got into boxing. And I've been knocked unconscious, I've been punched in the face, I've been beaten up. And before that, I was so afraid of getting punched. But once you actually get punched, it's actually not that big of a deal. It's actually not that painful. And I think in street photography, the best way to conquer your fear is to learn to not fear rejection, but love rejection. So one practical assignment straight out of Street Notes is the 10 no challenge. Concept's very simple. You just go up a bunch of strangers and ask to make their portrait. So, oh, excuse me, sir, you look pretty badass. Do you mind if I made your portrait? Or, oh, excuse me, miss, I love your style. Do you mind if I made your portrait? You have to keep asking people to get 10 people to say no. The funny thing with this assignment is you'll get to a certain point where somebody will actually say yes, and then you'll be like, oh no, sorry, let me say that again. You're gonna ask a lot of people to make their portrait, and to be frank, most people are gonna say yes. So it's actually kind of hard to get somebody to say no, and once you get someone to say no, you'll be, oh, thank you so much, that was like part of my assignment. Now I can listen to Eric Kim with his stupid street photography assignment and not piss him off. So no, in street photography, and to me, honestly, street photography, it's not even about photography. It's about building your personal life confidence in terms of conquering your personal fears and just not giving a fuck of what other people think of you. And I study sociology in school, so street photography for me is applied sociology to understand humanity, people, the irrational ways in which we act, and empowering yourself and becoming the best version of yourself, and essentially saying, fudge you, society. Obviously, I love my friends, I love my family, I love my close ones, but I'm going to give the big middle finger to societal norms, societal expectations of me, like, oh, Eric, you need to buy a BMW. You need to buy a mortgage on $1 million house. This is being in California. You need to save up for retirement, and one day when you're 65 years old, you could travel the world and be happy and blah blah blah. And then obviously I'm 65 years old. I travel all around Europe, Asia, and let's say I travel for the next 2 years of my life, and then I still feel empty inside, and then I go back to my suburban house with my Lexus and my BMW and my Mercedes and my Ferrari and my Lamborghini, and I just feel empty inside. So street photography has helped me say to myself, Eric, you don't need to listen to these consumerist rules of society. And I'm speaking only purely from American perspective, because I'm an American. So in America, it's all about consumerism, and we think that we could buy happiness, or I don't even like to say the word happiness. I like to rather say the word meaning or purpose. As human beings, we want to be part of something greater than ourselves. So this is why stupid streetwear kids will wait in line at the Supreme store in New York City. So for you guys who don't know Supreme, it's like you could buy a t-shirt that says in red letters Supreme, and it's like $80 for a t-shirt. And kids will wait 24 hours in line to buy some new clothes from them. I mean, it's kind of like, to be honest, it's kind of like how people wait in line to buy a new Tesla Model 3, or it's kind of like how people wait in front of the Apple store to buy the newest iPhone. So it's kind of like this weird cult thing. So, I mean, I personally love Apple and Nike and all my consumerist brands, but know that you are not your tools, you are not your clothes, you're not your car, you're not your house, you're not the neighborhood you live in. You are an artist already. You are the images and the art you create. You are your personal philosophy. You are your inner soul. You are a unique individual, human being, that was born on planet Earth from a unique set of circumstances and life experiences. You had a mother, maybe you didn't have a father, but there's somebody who gave birth to you. And one philosophy that Cindy's taught me, and I agree with, is don't waste your life. I mean, to be alive is the greatest thing possible. So regardless of your religious or spiritual beliefs, whatever, the physical, metaphysical fact is you exist. Reality exists. I could touch this tree. I could punch, like, you touch yourself and, like, you exist. You're not in, like, a fucking matrix, okay? So you are alive. While you're alive, we need to appreciate the fact that we're alive and not to waste our lives. Like, I mean, I see all these fucking people just, I mean, okay, so I'm not blaming anybody, but this just makes me sad. You work in a 9-to-5 job, right? You go home. I'm speaking from the perspective, assuming you're a male bachelor. Okay, so let's say you work a pretty cozy tech job. You're making like 100 grand a year, or I don't know, 40 grand a year, whatever you're making, 200 grand a year, who knows? And let's say you're living by yourself in an apartment somewhere. You know, you work your job, you don't really like it, but it's good money, and then You commute back and forth, blah 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 blah, and then you think that buying that new watch or buying that new camera or that new whatever is gonna make you feel something inside, and then you go home and you just fucking got like 30 Chrome tabs open, just looking at reviews and stuff like that, and just in the evening just watching Netflix, maybe drinking some alcohol, smoking some weed, getting high, whatever. And to me, that's just like, that's sad. That's like like, you have such a beautiful life. Why waste it that way? And to be frank, I don't blame the individual. My philosophy is I blame more society, because these social media companies have made shit so addictive, and American consumerism and the concept of capitalism from America has been exported culturally throughout the whole world. Is we all think that if we buy shit, we'll be happy. But no, I have the secret to happiness. Happiness means, in ancient Greek, eudaimonia, which means human flourishing. So don't even use the word happiness anymore, because that's fucking stupid. Like, oh, I'll eat a popsicle, I'm happy because that makes me feel good. But happiness isn't feeling good. Happiness is eudaimonia, human flourishing, which means that in order to be happy or to flourish as a human being is to create things, to be an artist, to know that you're already an artist, that every child, this is what Picasso said, every child was born an artist. But as a child gets older, society beats the inner artist outside the child. So, I don't know how old you are. You might be a teenager, you might be in your 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, 100. Regardless of what stage you are in life, use the tools you already have to make art. So, when I was a kid, I grew up pretty poor. Just have a piece of paper and just scribble shit. Like, I remember I was born in I'm sure a lot of you guys are like this, right? Like, you're bored in class, you're like, oh, teacher's talking, blah, blah. And you just have your notebook and you're just kind of doodling in sides. To me, that's art. Art is creating something, anything. You could dance, you could make poems, you could freestyle rap, you could make photographs on your phone, you could write, you could do anything and everything is art. If you have created something that did not exist before, and it has some sort of meaning and purpose for yourself, and also it might be purposeful or helpful to other people, that's art. And so the two simple steps that Cindy has taught me to be an artist is, first of all, just make something, right? Make a photograph. And the second thing is to share it. So to have the confidence to share it. So, that might be just uploading to social media. It might be opening up your own blog, bluehost.com, spend $10 a month to open up your own wordpress.org domain. Medium.com, a good free blogging platform, and to express yourself as a human being in order to help and empower other human beings. So, sorry, I'm getting a bit off track. This is on how to conquer your fears in street photography, but trust me, this all connects. Street photography to me is just applied Stoic philosophy. So Stoicism is this ancient philosophy. It's been around for at least, I don't know, maybe like 3,000, 4,000 years. So it's actually older than Christianity. And my favorite Stoic philosopher, my buddy Seneca, essentially said how to live a life without fear. It's very simple. And just think to yourself, in street photography, let's say you got to the point where you had no fear, that you never hesitated before making a photograph of somebody or something, or even had the fear to ask. So even now, like, I'm probably the most confident street photographer that I personally know, but obviously I still chicken out. And so whenever I see a person or a scene that, I feel the sweat going down my back, I can feel my heart beating, and I feel scared shitless, what I do now is, when in doubt, just ask for permission. Like, it's just one of the biggest misconceptions and myths in street photography is that it has to be candid without permission. Whoever says that is just somebody who has no spine and doesn't like to talk to people. So, the Michael Jordan of street photography, or the guy who pioneered the genre, Henri Cartier-Bresson, the guy was like a total Like, I love him to death, but he's kind of a douchebag. Like, I wonder if I'm the first person to say that. Henri Cartier-Bresson is a douchebag. Okay, so he took photos of strangers on the fucking spiders and shit. Okay, okay. So Henri Cartier-Bresson took all these photos of strangers, and it's like, oh, photography is an interesting sketchbook. But his personal story, he was born of a rich ass family and fed a silver spoon, and he just had a bunch of money. He could just do whatever he wanted. He was never a common man or a person. He was very rich. Not only that, but he hated having his own photo taken. So it's like, that's so hypocritical. Like, how can you go out and take photos of all these strangers without permission? And then the way he would photograph is, he had like a silver Leica camera. I think he taped it up with like black paint or black tape, or he even covered in like, these are all stories. I don't know if they're true. He would cover his camera in like a handkerchief and pretend to sneeze and then take photos. And even in interviews, he hated to show his face. So it's simple ethics, like, do not do unto others as you don't want others to do unto you. So if Henri Cartier-Bresson did not like having his photos taken himself or by others of him, ethically he shouldn't have had the right to photograph other people. So for me, I'm a total, you know, I love having my photos taken. I love attention. Therefore, ethically, I feel no qualms of taking photos of other people. And in terms of ethics, they call this the silver rule, which means, so we all know the golden rule, our buddy Jesus Christ, do unto others as you want others to do unto you. So the problem with the golden rule is, not everyone wants to be treated the way you like to be treated. So for example, Eric Kim really likes espresso, straight up black, no cream, no sugar, no none, okay? All killer, no filler. Eric Kim thinks because Eric Kim likes espresso, everyone else in the world will like espresso. So I meet Bob Joe on the streets, and then he's like, I don't like coffee. I'm like, no, you're wrong. You should drink espresso because I really like it, and here's an espresso. Drink that shit. This is amazing. He drinks this. Oh, I don't really like it. I don't really like coffee. I'm more of a tea person. And I'm like, no. So that's how I think fascism and dictatorships happen. Do not do unto others as you do not want others to do unto you is the silver rule, which is like, I don't know other people's preferences, but I know my preferences. So let me give you an example. So you guys are probably watching this on YouTube. I get pissed off when people put ads in their videos. So I just want to watch like a Kendrick Lamar video or just anything on YouTube. And then there's that like 5-second ad, like, and I'm like, oh, fucking get out of my way. And then that pisses me off. So because YouTube ads piss me off, I will never put YouTube ads in my videos like these ones. Even though I could probably earn, I don't know, 3,000 US a month. To me, it's not worth it because it's simple ethics. To me, ethics is more important than money. Unless it's $1 trillion. Then that's different. Everyone has their price. So I'm not saying that other people should not put ads on their videos, but just for me, I will not put ads on my video. So another big reason why we're so afraid of shooting street photography is that I know a lot of people who are interested in street photography, they don't like to have their own photos taken. And a good way to overcome that is just to learn how to be comfortable in your own skin, lose body fat, start doing push-ups, do deadlifts at the gym, and do self-portrait series. So you could use your iPhone or any camera, put it on tripod, or just do selfies in the mirror. You can use your front-facing camera, back-facing camera, whatever, it don't matter. You don't got to share these photos with nobody. Rather, the point of the assignment is for you to make these street portraits, self-portraits yourself, and just got to ask yourself, why do I not like having my photo taken? I mean, generally, like most people I know who don't like have their photos taken, is that they just don't feel self-confident. Like they think that they got too much body fat. They don't like the way they look. They don't feel like their face is symmetrical enough. You know, might have a lot of facial acne or like whatever. Like even some of the most I'm gonna try to word this very carefully. Many models I know, who many people will consider beautiful, have serious self-esteem issues because they're comparing themselves with other models, and therefore they're becoming fucking anorexic. They're doing cocaine, some like really fucked up shit. So, for me, I like the way I look. I've been doing this thing. It's I don't. You should not do this. I don't eat breakfast or lunch. I just drink a lot of coffee, and I'll just have one really big meal in the evening. I lost like 15 pounds of body fat in the last maybe month. Not that quickly. 2 months, and I can see my six pack now, so it's pretty cool. And also, I go to the gym. I deadlift. My max ever was like 420, 425. That was like 2 years ago. I went to the gym last week, and I did deadlifted 405. That means 4 plates on each side once, and that was fine. And I did it, so I know I could do that. And you know, even nowadays, like I just go on the ground, I just do push-ups, do chin-ups on the tree, whatever. And I think one of the best ways to build confidence in yourself before you make photos of other people in street photography is for you to lose body fat. So it's very simple. You don't even gotta sign up for a gym. Okay, I'll just give you the tips. How to lose body fat? Very simple. Don't eat anything that's white. So sorry, no white bread, no pasta, no rice. Sorry, I'm sorry for you Asians out there. Second tip: no sugar, no high fructose corn syrup. Don't drink anything but water, black coffee, or straight up tea. That means don't put no shit in your drinks. That means don't drink soda, don't drink fruit juice, whatever. Third tip is actually just start with that. Just don't eat sugar. Don't eat anything that's white, and also don't eat carbs. And when I say carbs, I mean I don't even like to say carbs. Start off, just don't drink sugar. Don't drink shit in your. If you drink coffee, just stop drinking milk and sugar, and then and uh, and just start to get physically fit. I mean, you could just open up YouTube, look at like some body weight exercises or yoga moves. I personally do a lot of yoga at home just for because I get like serious back pain, so I'll just do downward up dogs and dive bombers. Like I don't like to go to the gym because it takes too long now. Is that I'll just do one-legged squats. I'll do one-handed push-ups, diamond push-ups, normal push-ups. Uh, you can see I'm in the backyard right now. So I'll find a tree and I'll just do chin-ups on a tree. And yeah, I really see street photography as less of photography. It's just kind of more of a, I hate the word, but it's kind of a lifestyle. And also know that in street photography, to conquer your fears, it's taken me at least 10 years from age 18 to age 28. I'm 29 now. So honestly, you could conquer your fears of shooting street photography, at least the 80% more confidence in just like a day. So try the 10 no challenge. So a bunch of strangers and keep asking until you get 10 people to say no. And then if you get 10 people to say no, and if you already have not got 5 people to say yes, keep asking until you get 5 people to say yes. Also, when it comes to shooting street photography, yeah, I think honestly to start off, just ask for permission. And once you start asking for permission, you'll realize that people are more friendly than they seem. And if you just want a shortcut, of course, attend an Eric Kim workshop. Also, another tip is pick up a copy of Street Notes. It's a little notebook that Cindy makes, and that could be good inspiration through your street photography. Also, start reading Stoic philosophy. I think that's a good practical tip. Start off by reading Seneca or Marcus Aurelius, the Meditations. You could just Google Seneca or Marcus Aurelius Meditations, or the best essay I like is just Google Seneca on the Shortness of Life. You should find all this stuff online for free, or you can find it free on Kindle or iBooks, or just Google Eric Kim Stoicism, or just follow the blog. Yeah, so that's all the tips I have. I know, like, if you're still watching this at 25 minutes, thank you, because I know it's a huge investment of your time, and your time is the most valuable commodity to you. So just know that you really have nothing to fear in street photography but the fear of having somebody yell at you. Get physically, so to wrap things up, because I know I jumped all over the place. So I'll give you homework assignments. Assignment number 1, the 10-note challenge. So you could do this, I don't know, before work, after work, during commute, on a Saturday, on a Sunday, whatever. 10 no's. So try to ask a bunch of people to shoot their portrait and say, and the wording is very important. Don't say, do you mind if I take your photo? Say, do you mind if I made your portrait? It sounds more artistic. Keep asking people till you get 10 people say no. Second, so that's the first assignment. Second assignment is become more comfortable with your self-image by shooting selfies. Don't share them with nobody. And also by losing body fat by not eating sugar or most simple carbs. And just drink black coffee, nothing in it. And also just get physically stronger. I mean, the simple thing is just try to do, I think everyone could do it. Just try to do 20 push-ups a day, or buy a chin-up bar, or do yoga, whatever it may be. Or if you like to go to gym, just go to gym and start doing deadlifts. And the third tip is conquer your fears. Yeah, learn to love rejection. Oh, of course, buy a copy of Street Notes. So just Google Eric Kim Street Notes, and just you can find a copy. You can buy in our store on Amazon. Even if you go open up Amazon app, just search Street Notes Eric Kim, and that'll be good inspiration for you to read just during your commute or when you're just bored at the coffee shop. And also, Street Notes will make a great Instagram photo, hashtag Street Notes. And then you can have your almond milk cappuccino and your film camera and your Street Notes. And obviously, all this information on how to shoot street photography is free on this YouTube channel. Just search Eric Kim Street Photography. I have a lot of GoPro videos, street portrait series, other long lectures. Or just Google Eric Kim Street Photography 101 on my blog, and there's like a fucking bajillion articles you guys could consume. And just have confidence in yourself. Don't be a slave to societal norms or pressures. Know that we're all kind of weird for being interested in street photography, but as a street photographer, you're a humanist, meaning that you love human beings, or else why else would you not choose street photography? And to be frank, I've never met a street photographer who's an asshole. I've met street photographers who seem very mean and seem unapproachable, but once you actually get to know them, and honestly, I think all human beings are inherently good, but everyone who's interested in street photography tends to be a good human being. So, guys, if you want to learn more, also join the Eric Kim forum, forum.erickimphotography.com, or join Street Club, which is the assignment that Cindy's making for it's going to be like a street photography summer school to keep you inspired, and join a community of positive folks, and just shoot on your iPhone or your smartphone. You don't got to use your DSLR or big ass camera. Yeah. You got this. All right. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Peace out.